These are the winding steps to the arcade club in Bury, Greater Manchester. It's one of the places I visited last weekend for what I would describe as a weekend of arcade memories and bliss. There was always something special about the arcade. The late nights, the smoky air, the multitude of flashing lights, all blending perfectly with a background of sound. This sound layer was fundamental to the experience. From one end of the arcade you could make out the short melodical riff of your favourite machine at the other. Looking past the hazy lights, a machine would mirage into view, a machine you knew that you could connect with. You might immediately find your way to it, but on the way, distraction could come in the form of a brand new machine. A machine featuring cutting-edge graphics, sounds, or gameplay mechanics. The expensive play price didn't matter. This was the future you were contending with. Whether you ventured into this dark environment alone or with the understanding of meeting friends, it was always a memorable experience. And one which differed each time. It's one which served me well from my single-digit years all the way until now. In those younger years it was all about the wonder, about the thrill. Gathering together enough pocket money to get an hour's worth of arcade time was money and time well spent. As skills improved, that money might eke out longer than an hour. Otherwise you could always just hang around and watch others play. It didn't really matter, the experience was still present. In my teens, the arcades became a place to have a quick drink with friends. A refuge of sorts where you could go and socialise in a relaxing and safe context. Nowadays, most arcades seem to be filled with ticket-producing machines, gimmicks and temptations of prize. Many people play at home on hardware which can keep up with the arcade machines, and so proper gaming isn't necessary. However, there are still gems like this place, where you can pay a single entrance fee and play until your heart's content, or until you get booted out at midnight like I was. Companies like Retro Games Party also hire these machines out, and you can see them at venues such as those operated by Replay Events. After the arcade club, I was invited to Primark's own arcade club of sorts for a new retro clothing launch. I, of course, grabbed my fair share of merchandise, but in between my arm-stuffing experience, it was pretty interesting seeing some younger kids get a chance to play these machines and find them equally as exciting as I seemed to back in the 80s. What was even more exciting was speaking to Jon Stoodley, the Pacman world record holder, who revealed some fascinating tips on the game. For example, I had no idea that if you plonk yourself here when the ghosts are in search mode, you're safe as houses.
There's a couple of points where the ghosts don't actually travel northwards, so see where Pacman is now? The ghosts don't travel north here, and they don't travel north here either.
Or that you could slow the ghosts down by waggling toward them and back, forcing their crafty little ghost faces to cram together. But these were all tricks Jon learned from the arcades in the 80s, a place where many of us honed our joystick waggling skills. Of course, some of us learnt better than others, but these were still experiences which built our character and solidified our outlook on life. If you go to Japan, it's evident that these opportunities are still available. Take this table flipping game at the arcade club. Now this is what an arcade is all about. New experiences, fun and socialising with friends. Quirky gameplay mechanics like this present the opportunity to all arrive at something new on equal footing, and just enjoy the experience without any serious competitiveness acting like a resident fun sponge. Arguably, arcades today still offer that experience, but they feel more like a quick way to pass the time, perhaps an impulse visit as you're perusing a seaside town, rather than a destination you've planned to attend for a late night gaming session. A session where you can master Pac-Man skills or learn how to flip a table to inflict as much damage as possible. I might be wrong, it might be because my perspective is now older and skewed, but arcades used to instill a strong set of emotions, excitement, wonder, glee, pride, and all served with a midnight undertone. And I think that's something we're missing today. Thankfully we can still visit outlets like this, tucked away in dark alleys on the edges of towns, to mix with like-minded cabinet thrill seekers, and claw back a piece of what made the 80s and 90s so exciting. Times when the latest games hit the arcades before anywhere else, paving a path of excitement for the inevitable home ports. These home ports invariably couldn't keep up with the real thing, but they provided a taste of the arcade experience. You were reminded of the arcade as you played them, and with friends, low lighting and a good port, it almost felt like you were there. Now stick that in your pipe and smoke it.